Hello and welcome to Open Line. I'm Starlene Stringer. Well, this is a show you definitely will want to watch with a pen, paper, and a calendar because we're going to give you the dates and times for special events the city's planning throughout the rest of the year. And great news, just about everything is free. Viewers were invited to submit questions through email and social media, and we'll be getting those answered throughout the show. And later, we're going to hear from the Irving Heritage Society. But first up, our guests are on the city's special events team. We have Joe Moses, Jackie Madden, and Jasmine Lee. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you, and this is an exciting show because, like I mentioned, a lot of stuff you have going on this year is free, which is always a great price for everyone, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Well, we're going to start with you, Joe. It seems like we started to see a bigger focus on city events last year in particular. What triggered this?
I think the City Council recognized that the growing population, the growing diversity in Irving, so we wanted to make sure we have a variety of events that cater to everybody and represented the diversity in the city. So they charged us with coming up with some more ideas and some new events and creating some things that invited everyone out to the city. And also we wanted to expose people within the Metroplex into Irving. So we wanted to create some larger events to invite people from different parts of the area to come out and see what Irving has to offer.
Wonderful. And speaking of all those ideas, Jackie, how do you come up with them?
We do a lot of benchmarking. We look at things that we've done in the past and compare to how can we make it fresh and keep it innovative. So we listen to our surveys as well. We have a lot of feedback from customers telling us what they want and the types of events that we should pursue. So a lot of that comes from listening to our customers and then just keeping abreast of what's new in the industry and trying to bring those things to Irving.
Wonderful. Now let's get into some of the specific events. Again, you get your pen and paper ready because we're going to need to write down some dates. We'll be putting those on the screen as our guests describe them as well. Now Jasmine is here and she can tell us about the Easter events coming up. There are two big Easter egg hunts and the first one gets underway on April 4th. So we'll find out exactly how that works. Jasmine?
Yes, April 4th is the underwater egg hunt. It's an annual exciting event that takes place at North Lake College.
Okay.
And the event will be on Friday, April 4th from 6 to 8 p.m. It allows children to come out, interact with the Easter Bunny, get pictures taken, balloons, lots of great activities and snacks. And it's really a fun experience to go egg hunting underwater.
It sounds fun. Is there a fee for it?
It is absolutely free.
Wow.
They can register at the Area Recreation Center starting in mid-March.
Okay.
They can find more information on irvingevents.org.
Thank you so much. Now let's talk about the one on land, Joe, because I know some people are saying, yeah, that sounds fun, but there's another Easter egg hunt for those who aren't so adventurous, and that's coming up right around the corner too. Tell us about the one taking place on April 19th.
Well, this is the one that we have downtown at Heritage. We usually have it in Heritage Park. It's been a tradition here in Irving for a long time. Growth and popularity of this event has caused us to expand it, so we're moving it to the Heritage Senior Center, to the parking lot in the back of the Heritage Senior Center this year, just to accommodate all the growing demands for this type of program. It's a traditional style Easter egg hunt. We'll have the Easter Bunny out there this year and some other activities for children to partake in, and it's just a fun event for all family members to come out and enjoy and have a great time with a traditional old style egg hunt.
I love it. There's a lot of opportunities for people to get out and have fun here in Irving year-round. And Jackie, I want to come to you next because there are several dates for the upcoming International Concert Series, and we're going to go through each one, but I know the first one is on May 9th, and it's with Brave Combo. What type of music is that?
That's polka music, and I like to say that our emphasis for this year's concert series is an international theme.
Okay.
So we'll be featuring music styles from various countries.
Nice.
So we're wanting that to be a complete cultural experience.
Sounds
so we'll
like
start
it
with
definitely
polka, we'll get into Latin, and we have some Jamaican music, as well as some Texas swing.
I love it. And Jasmine, the next question's for you. We're still talking about the music theme here. Okay. I know just a week later, it's going to be the Texas Gypsies, right? And
Correct.
That's going to be in the Urban Center?
Yes.
Tell me more about that.
Well, we want to have events that everyone can partake in. And we realize that there are a lot of people who may work in Irving, but maybe haven't moved to Irving yet. So as a way to reach out to them, we're doing a lunchtime concert in the Urban Center so that our business community can partake and enjoy the amenities as well. So the Gypsies will be performing alongside the canal. It's very scenic, it's going to be free. They can bring their lunch, sit and listen and enjoy a nice European-style jazz concert.
Sounds nice. And you know what's really interesting is like how you said they haven't moved to Irving yet.
Exactly.
Very nicely put, nicely said. You're getting everybody to move to Irving. Hey Joe, let's move to you now and ask a little bit more about these concerts because some of them are in South Irving, others are at the Urban Center, as we just mentioned, and some at Cimarron. So what's the idea behind moving them around? I know to target some of the people who haven't moved to Irving yet. But what other reasons?
Well, we realize that Irving has grown demographically, and a lot of people identify themselves as South Irving or Central Irving or North Irving. They're all residents of Irving. So we want to make sure we're providing adequate opportunities for all of our residents to come out and enjoy these events and try to make it convenient for everyone to be a part of it. We want everybody to feel that they're a part of what we're doing here and that we're listening to what their demands are and that we're responding to them all.
I love it, and I'm sure you're loving that too. Okay, keep those pens out and your paper ready because May 23rd, it's Havana NRG at Whistle Stop Plaza. Let's ask Jackie about that. Tell us more.
They have a unique blend. It's Latin, it's orchestra style, it is just a good dance music. So they're a very popular blend throughout the Dallas Metroplex. So that will definitely be our tribute to Latin music.
Well, the music sounds like a lot of fun.
It's high energy.
Yeah, it
high
sounds like
energy.
it for sure. But then there's something else coming up too. And we're going to ask Jasmine about this because after a few of these concerts, you get to change it up with the Taste of Irving. Tell us about that. Is it a new event?
This is a brand new event. We're very excited to bring this to Irving. I'm sure people are familiar with the idea of taste of style events in other cities, and Irving hasn't had a citywide version. So this is going to feature Irving restaurants coming out and selling small sample-sized portions from their menus.
Okay.
People will have a chance to try a variety of foods and maybe find a new favorite restaurant that they weren't aware of. It'll be representatives from restaurants all across the city, not just in the area where the event is, which will actually be at Cimarron Park, which is north of 635, an area where traditionally we haven't done a lot of events, and we're expanding that this year.
Wonderful. And all these different things sound great, especially the food too, but then we get back to the music and you're probably going, good, that sounds fun as well. And Joe's going to tell us about what happens on Friday nights in June. We go back to the International Concert Series, so that's exciting too. Let's find out from Joe a bit more. Tell us, Joe, what can we expect from that?
Well, we looked at our concert series from last year, and we decided that Friday evening after work is when a lot of people are looking for things to do around that 6, 7 o'clock time.
Sure.
So we decided to change our times to accommodate those folks and bring in a variety of different entertainment acts. And so we're really expecting a large group of people to come out and support what we're trying to do out there in the Friday night concert series and have a great time and just relax and unwind and be a great kickoff for their weekends.
Sounds like it for sure. Now, I know a lot of these things are new, and so that's interesting to you, but a lot of people are looking forward to the regular traditions too. And I'm talking about July 4th. That definitely brings a classic. So, Jackie, tell us about that.
I will say patriotism at its best. That is the time that our community really comes through, and it just they show their love of country and honoring those who have served. And we have a wonderful patriotic party with a parade that goes through the downtown Heritage District, and then we'll assemble in Heritage Park for cold watermelon and a good concert afterwards.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And then Jasmine, there's fireworks at night, right?
Yes, and we have exciting news about that. The fireworks show is actually in a new venue this year. Last year it took place just outside of the Irving Convention Center.
Okay.
This year it's still in the Las Colinas area, but it's going to be on the opposite end of Lake Carolyn, on the south side of the lake, right along the intersection of Las Colinas and Lake Carolyn Parkway. It's still going to have all the things people know and love though. The fireworks, of course, spectacular. The Irving Symphony will be out performing. We will have free rides and entertainment, lots of food. So everything people know and love, just at a new location.
Love it. And so, Joe, talk a little bit more about that, because we got the inside tip from Jasmine. You guys are keeping us informed. That's good to know, so you don't show up and say, I remember last year I should have sat over here. I'd been a little bit closer. So now you've moved locations. Is there anything else people need to know about that special night?
You know, I think it's going to be a great night. There's going to be some great entertainment out there. We're changing up the entertainment a little bit this year, making it a little bit more high energy. And just the location, the lake itself. When we first went out there and we were doing it by the convention center, the convention center provided a great backdrop for the fireworks show. And looking at that situation, trying to find something that was equally or a better backdrop, Lake Caroline. I mean, it's something that a lot of other cities don't have. It's a great amenity that the city has. It gives us an opportunity to showcase what Irving has down there, and also gives people a chance to come out and explore and see what's going on. There's a lot of great development in the Urban Center, and what better way to kick it off and to celebrate it than with fireworks on the 4th of July. And
you say more high energy, like what? What can we expect?
Well, the symphony, of course, is going to be there, and then I know we're looking at some newer bands to come in and before the symphony that are going to really kind of give us some energy and build up to the show, and just kind of give people an opportunity to sit out there and dance and have a great time.
Wonderful. And speaking of having a great time, it doesn't end on the 4th of July, not at all.
No.
Jackie, I know there is another event coming up called Laughs by the Lake. What can we expect there?
You can expect a different, new atmosphere for our events. We're going to, not that families can't enjoy it, but it will be definitely targeted to a new adult audience, a date night, so to speak. And what we're basically doing is taking clean and fun comedy acts, and bringing that to a landscape, which is by the lake.
Okay.
And we'll have comedy shows. We'll also have a concert as well as the finale to the comedy shows.
Sounds like
So
fun.
it'll
So
be
it's an adult event.
An
and it's a
adult
different
event,
thing.
but like I said, it will be open to families, and the entertainment will be clean and appropriate for kids.
Wonderful. Now, after that new event, we have something that's traditional. So we're going to talk to Jasmine in just a second about one of those traditional events coming up September 19th and 20th. Tell us what we need to know about that.
It is the Irving Main Street event, an Irving institution that's been going on for decades at this point. And we're excited because it's a 2-day event now. That's something that we started last year and we're continuing. And so not only is the music entertainment 2 days, but this year for the first time we're expanding the fun zone to 2 days. So on Friday evening and all day Saturday, families can come out. There's free rides, a children's stage with magic and storytelling and dance performances. There will be the Manifolds on Main Street car show on Saturday, which always takes place and has a great turnout and is a lot of fun to watch. Vendors, food, and then great entertainment on the main stage both days.
Wow. Busy, 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 which is a good thing. And there still are more events for us to talk about. But first, let's take a look at the big picture for just a moment. And I want to talk to Joe about this. How much work goes into actually making this all happen? Your staff is busy.
We are generally 6 to 8 months ahead on planning.
Okay.
It's a year-round, non-stop commitment to planning, booking, trying to get the best acts, get them at the best prices, and then also just brainstorming. The Laughs by the Lake, we want to create things, create venues and opportunities that you can't get someplace else, that makes Irving stand out and be unique. So that takes a creative staff. These ladies here put in a lot of hours, researching and looking and seeing what's going on in other cities or other parts of the country. How can we take the best of those things and bring them back and modify them here in Irving? And then also, like I said, how can we create new things, something new? We want to set the mark out there of cities. We want people to look and say, you know, I want to move to Irving because they have great things to do. And so that's always a challenge, but it's something we look forward to.
Y'all are doing a great job. And I know you have a lot of great partners helping you out too, because Jackie, I'm sure the police department has to close off streets for these events. So police, fire, medical, a lot of them help you out?
Yes, graphic communications. And it's just a collaboration of city departments. It's not one department. One department cannot do it all. So,
And after it's all said and done, how rewarding is it to see the residents having such a great time?
That's the best part. We might be out there from early in the morning till late at night, but to see someone smile and say this was a great event is all the reward that we need.
Wonderful. And Joe, let's get back to that list because I don't want us to run out of time without being able to talk about everything going on, and there's a whole lot. So let's switch up to October 25th. That's when Canal Fest takes place. It returned last year after a long break. So how did it go?
Canal Fest was great last year, and we're anticipating another great turnout this year. Unfortunately, there's going to be some construction going on the O'Connor corridor, which will disrupt us a little bit, but it won't stop us. You know, we're very innovative in our thought process, and so we scaled it back a little bit, but we're still going to have a great concert series out there. We're still going to have some activity down on the canal, and we want to invite people to come out and explore and to see what we have in plan for them. But it's going to be a fantastic event.
Sounds like it. And then something else fantastic comes up December 6th. So let's talk about the big Christmas and holiday extravaganza. Can you tell me more about the morning of those events?
this is Irving's tradition of officially kicking off the holiday season. We start the day with a chili cook-off that's hosted by the police department and the fire department. Then we proceed with the holiday extravaganza parade, and again, that's throughout the Irving Heritage District. And no holiday event would be complete without a holiday fireworks show, so we conclude it with that in a stage performance.
Very fun. And then Jasmine, what happens in the evening?
Well, the evening is right after the end of the parade. Everyone comes back over to City Hall, and outside of City Hall we have music, hot chocolate, the official lighting of the city tree, which is followed by our holiday fireworks show.
Okay, so some of you may have missed some of the dates and times that we've been sharing, and there are some exciting events. So I want to make sure you have your pen and pencil ready for this. Let's ask Joe for the website you can go to anytime, any day to get the information you need about these wonderful events taking place in Irving. Where can they go?
www.irvingevents.org. That is the place where everything is listed. There's some great photos on there of previous events, so you can get an idea of what will be going on in those events and what activities we'll be having. It also lists everything, all the entertainers. So that is the great reference point to have. I would encourage people to add it to a favorite websites, with their smartphones. If you're ever wondering, what's going on this weekend, where can we go? Everything is right there, a couple clicks away.
Awesome. And Jackie, in addition to the website with all the information, what else are y'all doing to spread the word so people know what's going on right here in Irving?
You can look for our event announcements in the City Spectrum, the monthly newsletter, and we also are featuring our events in the water bills that comes to all of our Irving residents. In addition to that, we do a lot of marketing within the Irving Independent School District. We team up with them and get information to the kids so that it can get to the parents. And we have outdoor signage that's available too that kind of reminds you to go to irvingevents.org to look for as an information source for our events.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And we've focused on the city sponsored events, but the parks team also works on a lot of events with other organizations. So we're going to ask Jasmine to give us some of those examples, say for instance Dragon Boat and stuff like that.
Well, one that just happened recently is we worked with the Irving Black Arts Council on their Black History Month program.
Nice.
That takes place each February. And so we do partner with them to help make sure they have what they need to put on a quality event. And another one, which Jackie is intimately involved with, is the Dragon Boat Festival.
And that's hosted by the Marco Polo Foundation, and that's in May as well. And it's just dragon boat teams from throughout the United States coming to Lake Carolyn to compete in the professional dragon boat racing.
Very nice, very fun. And then I know a lot of people may be watching this show and you may be wondering how you can get your group involved in using the trails or another city facility. And Joe can answer that question for us, so let's find out.
Sure, you just call up to the main Parks and Recreation office and one of the receptionists will answer the phone and they can book all your reservations up there and they can tell you what's available. We have a lot of facilities, a lot of rental facilities. There's a lot of people inquiring about activities they want to do on the trails. Our Campion trails are just phenomenal and just we're building in and extending the trails, and so it's just a great location. You can call 972-721-2501, and that's where you can book all of those facilities and get any additional information you need.
perfect. And we're just about out of time, but there's something I have to ask you before we go, because it's that time of year. Spring break camps are coming up. What will kids be doing there?
You know, our spring break camps are always great. They're a great value. From 7 in the morning to 6 p.m. we have activities for the kids. They go on a variety of field trips. They go to the movies. They go skating. You know, there's so much to do in the area, Metroplex, and we'll take them just about all over the place. And it's in a safe environment. And you know, for a parent, it's great to have somewhere to drop your children off during that time and know that they're going to be entertained, but also looked after safely.
Wonderful. And thank you all so much for looking after us, letting us know what's going on in the city and making sure there's lots of fun things to do. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having us.
Again, that website is irvingevents.org. Well, our next guests are from the Irving Heritage Society. The city is marking its 100th anniversary of incorporation this month, and here to tell us about some of the special events planned are Jan Bodner, Ann Pfaff, and Lee Bailey. Thank you all so much for being here. So, Ann, let's start with you. For people who are not familiar with the Irving Heritage Society, please give us an overview of what it's all about.
Yes, the Irving Heritage Society was formed back during the centennial by Estelle Bates and many other Irvingites. And the primary purpose is to promote Irving's history, to keep the history alive, have a written program. We're all very proud of what the Heritage Society has done.
And you should be. Now, Jan, one of the special events coming up April 6th involves a book discussion. Can you tell us more about it?
Okay, we're going to be reading A Tour on the Prairies by Washington Irving, and the Heritage Society will have some of the books available if people would like to get them. And Dr. Tracy Hoffman is coming to lead that discussion. She's an expert and the president of Washington Irving Society.
Sounds very fascinating. And you know what? April 6th also brings tours of the Heritage House for people who have not visited. Let's find out what you can expect. Lee, can you tell us?
Well, that afternoon at the Heritage House, it's open, and there are tours, I think, from 3 to 5, and see what a house back in those days looked like and discuss some of the history of Irving.
Wonderful. And then, Jan, on April 11th and 12th, there's opportunities to actually interact with Washington Irving. Please explain that.
That's right. Dr. John Anderson is coming, and he does a characterization of Washington Irving. So he'll be in full costume and probably signing some of the books of Washington Irving's, but as John Anderson. But he does this for several authors, but he especially does Washington Irving. So we're excited he's coming. He's a native of Waco, but now lives in New York or out east somewhere.
But originally a Texan.
Yes.
We love hearing that. And you're going to love this too. Something fun every year kicks off April 26th. It's Irving Trivia. Let's find out how competitive it actually gets. And as they laugh, it's pretty competitive, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Tell me more.
Well, it's a lot of fun. It's each organization, or some of the organizations, pick 3 people or 4 people to be on their team.
Okay.
You can be on as many teams as anybody will let you be on or wants you to be on.
That's fun.
But they have questions about Washington Irving and the history of Irving, Texas. Of course, it is the Heritage Society. And so we have a lot of fun. Sometimes there are some questions that have been asked in previous years, but mostly they're new questions, and it keeps everybody on their toes to go around and see who wrote this book and where this sculpture is and what the name of it is. And then sometimes there's things like, last year I was on one team and my daughter was on an opposing team. So that makes it even more fun.
I bet. And speaking of the teams, I know, Jan, the library's had some teams in the past, and
yes,
you guys,
we will again.
Yes, and what kind of preparation goes into that?
A lot of studying.
Really?
Yes, yes.
So you guys take it pretty seriously.
We do take it seriously.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a definite fun thing to see, if not actually participate in. So hopefully people will participate in too, but just to watch y'all having a good time and being competitive is going to be quite interesting.
And you learn an awful lot too.
Oh, I bet. I bet. That's another good reason to attend. Now, I know something else is happening really exciting too. That night, there's a special event at the Irving Arts Center. So let's get Lee to tell us about that.
Yes, we're going to have a celebration of Irving's 100th anniversary. And in that celebration, we'll have a program that's honoring 10 of the women from Irving's history at various points, interspersed with video and acting and words, just trying to quickly tell the history and the significance of some of the people, women particularly, that have influenced Irving's development.
Wonderful. And for those who cannot attend the evening event or the daytime event that we talked about, the trivia, well, I know there are going to be displays available too at 2 libraries. So let's find out which ones they're going to be at. Jan?
They'll be at the Central and the Valley Ranch, and they also will have one at the Heritage House.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, we hope that people take away something really great from this by participating in these activities. At least that's what Lee is going to tell us. You do hope that they take away something great, right?
Right. This is a way to kind of connect with your community, connect with the namesake of the city, learn a little bit about American literature, learn a little bit about your community, and kind of enjoy it.
And Anne, would you like to add to that? I mean, what do you hope they take away from it?
Well, a lot of Irving history. You know, these women that are being honored are from different areas, like business, education, etc. And there's so much history that people don't know, like why is there a jog in Shady Grove Road? And everybody can learn something if they come.
Wonderful. And we definitely want people to learn more about Irving. I know that's the overall goal you've kind of touched on today. And we're just about out of time, but Jan, I want you to give your final thoughts on why it's really important to celebrate Irving's history.
Well, we do it in April because it's Washington Irving's birthday is April 3rd, but I think the whole idea to celebrate Irving, the man and the city, is to have a sense of pride in our community and our past.
Wonderful. And you can tell that you all definitely have a sense of pride in Irving. It shines through and shows through, and hopefully it's contagious and it'll catch on for others too. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you missed any of those dates, there's more at the website irvingheritage.com. Thank you for watching. I'm Starlene Stringer. Please be sure to join us on Thursday, April 17th for our Open Line Election Special. We'll see you then.